and welcome back to the Knitter's Closet. This is episode 21. I'm your host, Melissa. You can find me on Ravelry and Instagram as the Knitter's Closet. It's only been a week. I said 2 weeks, but it's been a week because, you guys, I had a serious case of startitis, like you would not believe. So I have one finished object, which is amazing. But yeah, I decided to cast on all the things, and I thought, I should probably podcast between now and then next week, because if I don't, I'm going to end up with like a 3-hour episode because I cast on all the things. So, very last minute, so I'm not super organized on this week's podcast, but that's par for the course around here, right? And my lighting's really weird today because I've got like massive shadows because I'm trying to figure out lighting. Maybe if I do this a little, again, super professional. There we go, that's a little bit better. Okay, adjust my angle a little bit. So, first finished object, pair of socks. Ends are not woven in, as per usual. That's mainly because I literally cast these off this morning. Yeah, so I haven't had time to weave in the ends yet. This is Earth Unique Sock, and I don't know the colorway's name or number. But it starts with these browns. There we go. And these burgundies, and then it goes into like these pinks and blacks. And because I have tiny feet, I did not get to go into all the pretty blues and oranges that were going to come next. Come on, focus. Come on. Oh, you don't want to focus on me today. Why are you not focusing? Well, you guys get the idea. Reds, oranges, blues, pretty colors, right? So, yeah, I'm kind of bummed I didn't get into these colors, but they're still really pretty. They look like they're almost knit with two different, like the change is pretty subtle in real life. Like you can start to see where it goes here, but on camera it almost looks like I just stopped knitting with one color and then started knitting with a different stripe altogether, which I find kind of funny. And honestly, it's right where your foot bends, so if I'm wearing shoes where you can't see the base of my foot or the top of my foot, you're not going to notice. So, well, it's really pretty. I love the striping patterns from Earth's Unique Sock yarn. And these are just vanilla socks, no pattern followed. 58 stitches in the round, toe up with a heel flap gusset on a 2.25mm needle. Finished pair of objects. And I think that's 12 pairs of socks this year for myself. Not 100%. So that means I had a pair of free signature needles on. And so, of course, what did I do? I immediately cast on another pair of socks. This is a Rhinebeck purchase, actually. Well, technically an India Untangled purchase. This is the Mustache yarn in a very Hobbit Christmas colorway, and I've just gotten past the tilling creases. So I just have little tiny mustaches. And look at the striping on this, you guys. And let me just tell you, this was a dream to cake up. I caked this up this morning. So the way Mustache has their skeins, they come in just gonna grab a random skein. So it looks like this. It looks like just one skein of yarn, right? But when you unwind it to go and cake it up, it's actually two 50-gram skeins, and they're matched perfectly. So I didn't have to do any work to get these stripes to already match up. It was already done for me. I wound the yarn. I just made sure that I kind of put the knots in the same spots, and I was ready to go. It was super easy. It was a dream to wind. I didn't encounter any snags, any knots or anything like that. It was glorious to knit these socks up, to cake these socks up. And so now they're my go-to sock project because they're on the stockinettes section. So it's gonna be, they'll go super quick. These will be my travel socks for right now, because my other pair of socks that are on the needles, which is another pair of Earth Unique Sock, self-striping. This is more of a purpley colorway, and I'm kind of bummed because I'm not going to get to the greens on this one. And there's a pretty, like, swampy green in the center of these, and I'm probably not going to get to that color because, again, tiny feet. So these are my other pair of socks on the go. These again are the Earth Unique Sock, and it starts with a purple and a brown, and then it's gonna go to some mustardy golds, and then to some scummy greens, and yeah, they're super fall-y. I may make these extra long just so I can get a hint of that green on them, because they're super pretty. These are knit on my signature needles, vanilla socks again. 58 stitches in the round, and toe up, heel flip gusset. Yeah, you know, I always have socks on the go. These are my go-to knitting projects, especially for travel. I'll sit in, if I'm sitting in traffic, I'll knit these. If I'm sitting in a particularly long stoplight, I'll knit these. So I think I tangled up in my other pair of socks. I'm not sure how. Can y'all hear that? That's North singing. I really hope y'all can hear it. She loves nothing more than to just make up songs. Well, today she's been playing in a tent she made in her room, and when you lift up the flap, there's a little sign that says, "No mommies, no daddies." That's been her mood all day today. She got frustrated because she was making a little, my mother-in-law got her a soap making kit for her birthday. It's not really a kit to make soap, it's just a kit to decorate soaps that are already made. And yeah, I'm not really sure I'm even explaining that right, but it looks like the little soaps are pre-made, or like the bases of cupcakes, and then you put on like a liquidy kind of soap, like you make like a soap frosting that you swirl on top, and then you place a rubber ducky toy, bath toy on top of it, and you put in little sprinkles, and there's like there's decorations for it. Anyway, so she got her that. Well, last night she wanted to make one before bed, so we're like, okay, we'll set it up really quickly, we'll make one. But we didn't let her decorate the station that makes the cupcake, the ice cream, because it was late and it was right before bed. So this morning she wanted to decorate it, and she was trying to do it on her own, and the stickers kept sticking because they're really cheap stickers and getting ripped and all that, and she was getting frustrated, and I was like, okay, well, we're gonna stop because you're getting frustrated. And she got mad at me like I had done something wrong, and was like, I'm going upstairs. I'm like, okay. So she went upstairs to her room, and I come up there like a little while later to just check on her, make sure she's cool. And she's built this tent for herself with a blanket and a chair and her desk, underneath her desk. And she's like, read the sign. And I read this, I'm like, what sign? And she's like, lift up the blanket, read the sign. So I lifted the blanket, read the sign. It says no mommies, no daddies. And I'm like, okay, well, I'm gonna go in my room and knit. And she goes, you do that. She gets from me, because I tell her sometimes when she gets frustrated or something, I'm like, okay, you do that then. I don't know what I'm gonna do when she turns into a teenager. She's already got way more sass than I can handle now. Way more. And she's only 6. Although the other day, oh my god. So I'm rambling and I know I am, but I'm sorry. I wanted to share. So my husband and I have never really sung normal bedtime songs to our kid. Like, I probably know maybe a handful of kids' songs. You know, Itsy Bitsy Spider, Twinkle Twinkle Little Star. I know like a few verses of The Wheels on the Bus. You know, that kind of thing, right? So when Nora was a baby, we would sing songs that we just loved, that we knew were kind of quiet and soft, but not baby songs. So like, my mom would put on Patsy Cline Always or Crazy. We would sing Down by the River or Go to Sleep Little Baby, both of which we only know because we love. What is that movie with George Clooney? Oh Brother, Where Art Thou? So we'd sing her stuff like that, and then Joe sings her Forever Young by Bob Dylan, and I Left My Heart in San Francisco by Tony Bennett, and Not in Nottingham from the Robin Hood cartoon, Disney cartoon, which honestly is a very depressing song to sing a baby, but it's just who we are. So when it comes to introducing Nora to music, we don't introduce her to a lot of kids stuff. We just let her listen to what we listen to, as long as it doesn't have a lot of a lot of curse words or very blatant adult content. Obviously there's some songs that, we listen to that she has no clue what they're about. Same with when, we were growing up. Like, I used to listen to, Go Ask Alice, anything by the Rolling Stones, basically just songs about sex, drugs, and rock and roll, right? That's what I grew up listening to, is the music that my parents had grown up listening to. And like, I remember being in elementary school singing all the words to Walk Like an Egyptian, and there's quite a few adult themes in Walk Like an Egyptian that, a 10-year-old, 11-year-old kid shouldn't be singing. But, at the time, I didn't know what they were. I had no clue. I used to sing Afternoon Delight all the time. I thought it was the coolest song in the world. Sky rockets in flight, Afternoon Delight. Sorry for the singing voice. I had no clue. No clue what it was about. So she doesn't know that things. Like, she sings all about that bass. She has no clue. We obviously play the clean version. She loves Meghan Trainor. She has a whole little dance for, No, I think it's the name of the one song. You need to let it go. You need to let it go. So yeah, so the other day, the reason I'm telling you the story is because the other day I woke my daughter up for school, and she likes to sleep like fetal position, but fetal position where her legs and arms are on the bed and her butt's up in the air, under a blanket. So when you come in, it looks like there's just like a huge lump laying in the middle of the bed, right? So I come in, I wake her up, and all of a sudden I hear, I'm waking up, I feel it in my bones, enough to make my system go, welcome to the new age, to the new age. And she started singing the whole Imagine Dragons Radioactive song, whole thing. And I'm just laughing, because I'm like, that was the first thing I heard when I walked in the door. She literally woke up and just started singing I'm Waking Up. And it was the funniest thing ever. That's her favorite thing to do, though. Sing and dance, and just, she makes up her own songs. She dances, makes up her own dances to songs that she loves. If you ask her her favorite band or singer or whatever, she'll tell you it's Panic at the Disco. And so, you know, which, hashtag Parent of the Year, we used to let her listen to Don't Threaten Me with a Good Time. But the chorus of the song is champagne, cocaine, gasoline, ball yarn fell. Champagne, cocaine, gasoline, and most things in between. Rode the city in a shopping cart, pack of camels, and a smoke alarm. And she knows the words. And it was like, oh, maybe the 5-year-old shouldn't be singing about champagne and cocaine. She doesn't know what it is, though. And so we basically just said that, you know, that's a kind of at-home song. You don't listen to that outside of the house. But I've always been of the mind that, like, you know, I'm not going to censor music. I'm not going to censor books. If she wants to have a discussion about them and know what they are, I'm going to be upfront and very honest with her. My husband's of the same mind. Pretty much has to be, because he's got a girl, and I think for him, raising a girl is a little bit harder than he expected it to be, because there's a lot of things that, you know, he's not comfortable having discussions about with. Anyway, so let's get back to the knitting. Got way off track. Okay, so I put my socks down. I worked on my Le Pouf. My Le Pouf Cardi. It's come quite a bit since I last podcast a week ago. So, and I marked it, because I was smart this time. I marked where I was. I was right here when I last podcast, and here I am at this part. I've probably got about 3 or 4 more inches to go. Maybe 5 inches. Before I start the ribbing, and then the sleeves. So I am on my, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th color. I think I'm on my 5th color change. Hold on, actually, I'm like sitting here guessing. I have markers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6th color change. Yeah, I'm on my 6th color change. No, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5th color change. I am now holding the yarn this color, double with this color, so it's going to get a lot more tealy and a lot more bright. And then once I'm done holding these two together at the same time, it will be held with this color. And these are the Western Sky Knits in the colors Motherlode, Salted Sea, Downton, Comb Creek, and Tarnished. And I apologize, I don't know which ones are which, because I took the bands off before I noted those down. Probably not the best idea ever. Sorry, pipes. So, yeah, I've gotten quite far. I'm at the part where I'm, you know, purling back and forth forever. But, yeah, it's coming along nicely. I'm really, really loving the color transition, you guys. It's so pretty. Look at that. I just love it. This is going to be probably a go-to cardi of mine, yeah. So this is the Le Pouf from Hedgehog Fibers. And she just announced, you guys, that a pullover version is coming out soon. And I'm super excited. It's a pullover version. And yeah, I already have my colors picked out for it. I wish I could have gotten on the test knit for that one. Let me show you. I've got This is a Maryland Sheep and Wool purchase from, might have been last year. Not this year's Maryland Sheep and Wool. I think it was last year's Sheep and Wool. This is Hobbledehoy. And unfortunately, Hobbledehoy is out of business or retiring. Hobbledehoy is the mother of Marigold Jen, who is also out of business. Jen went and decided to retire from the yarn business, to go back to school to be a teacher, which awesome, because we definitely need teachers. And then her mother, and I apologize because I can't remember her mother's name, but her mother retired to go traveling with her husband, who had just, I believe, recently retired as well. So they're living the good life. So this is going to be my Le Pouf. This is a needle adjacent project, obviously, because the pattern's not out yet, but I'm already planning the yarns. So it'll go from this color to this color to this color to this color to this color. And these are, ooh, these are, let me pause real quick. Sorry. Camera would have cut out mid-sentence if I hadn't paused it. These are 100% superwash merino wool, a heavy fingering weight, 380 yards per 100 grams. And this is Fairy Cave. This is Blackberry Moonshine. This is Roller Derby. And this one is Tunnel Vision. And this one is Trapdoor. Let's see if I can't get all of them. Probably not in order, but there you go. The camera's just not wanting to focus today. I apologize, you guys. I'm wondering if I hit a button somewhere for autofocus. My phone went off. Hold on. It was my mama. Okay. So yeah, so I'm working on the Le Pouf Cardi, and then I'm going to end up knitting the Le Pouf pullover too, because yeah, I couldn't resist, and it's such a quick knit, and I can only imagine that it's going to be super quick to knit as a pullover because I don't have to purl. It's just going to be straight stockinette, and yeah, that's going to be, and with the pinks and the purples, I'll wear that a lot, because those are, you know, I wear a lot of neutrally color, I knit with a lot of neutrally colors, but I do love pink and purple. It's like one of my favorite colors. And with the teals and the blues, it'll be really good, and the grays, that'll be a really good neutral cardigan to wear all the time too. So then, my last two cast-ons, I cast on a bulky weight hat. This is the Tilda hat pattern. I apologize, I don't have a printout of the pattern. Let me pull it up on my phone. It is the Tilda hat by Anise Sang. I'm hoping I'm getting that right. And that's not gonna focus. Oh, yay, it focused. The Tilda hat by Anise Sang. And it's just a bulky weight hat. There we go. It's knit on 5mm needles on a bulky weight, so it's really, I'm not gonna lie here, you guys, I'm not super enjoying this. It's probably because of my yarn combinations. I'm using a Knit Picks Brava in the Solstice Heather, and if you guys have been watching a while, you would recognize this. This is from my Cloudy Sunday that I had knit up and then immediately frogged. So this is a really nice bulky weight hat, and I just kind of was like grabbing from my charity bin, and then I was like, I just don't want to knit just a plain hat. You know, people that need charity also deserve pretty hats. So I was trying to just, you know, find something quick and easy, and I may just pick a different bulky weight hat pattern. It could be a number of things as to why I'm not really liking it. It's not a hard pattern at all. Once I read the directions correctly. I kept thinking, like, I'm looking at the stitch count isn't right, the stitch count isn't right, and this is a free pattern, so I don't, can't complain too much, but it was the direction of, you know, repeat 7 times more was getting, so basically it was a repeat, an 8 count repeat, but the 7 times more was throwing me off. I don't know why. It's not a hard pattern to knit. I think if I were knitting this in a wool, it would be a lot nicer to knit, and I think because the Brava is acrylic, there's no wool in this at all. It's all acrylic, and I'm knitting it on wooden needles, so it's kind of like nails on a chalkboard. So yeah, I'm kind of hoping this will be done very quickly. I'm already on my second repeat of the pattern repeat, so, and I only have 3 repeats before I start the increases, so it'll go fast. So, and it's, honestly, you're not going to be able to see much, because, well, yeah, okay, maybe you can. So there's the, it's a really chunky cable, and then there's a tiny 1-stitch cable here, which honestly could have been left out, because you can barely see it in this wool. You can just see the big chunky cable. So if I do it again, which I probably won't, to be honest, nothing against the pattern designer. Like I said, it's a very easy pattern. It's a very pretty pattern. I love it. It's just the yarns that I'm using for the charity knits, they're not going to work with this hat pattern and my wooden needles that I normally love. These are my Rosewoods, which were a limited edition from Knit Picks, and they're really smooth. I really love them. They're actually pretty pointed, pretty pointy and sharp for a wooden needle. Especially in a 5mm, because usually once you get up to those larger sizes, they lose a little bit of pointiness. But they aren't bad. It's just the combination of acrylic and wood and cables. I actually had to use the cable needle on this pattern. I cannot not use the cable needle. I tried doing the cabling without a cable needle method that Beth taught me, but because of the way this yarn is, it just wasn't working. So yeah. So yeah, that is what it is. So one last cast on. I went, you guys will remember from my Maryland sheep or my Indian Tangled Rhinebeck haul, I picked up this gorgeous skein of hedgehog fibers in Down by the River colorway. Let's see. I'm gonna focus. There you go. Look how pretty that is, you guys. It is so pretty. It's so pastel-y. I absolutely love it. And then I picked up this really pretty, come on, focus back on me. Ooh, there we go. Then I picked up this really pretty pom-pom that goes perfectly with it. I couldn't have picked this. I couldn't have gotten any luckier with this pom-pom, because I bought this pom-pom at Indian Tangled, and I bought this at Fabulous Yarns up in Kingston, and I did not have the yarn or the pom-pom with me when I purchased either one, so I got very lucky that the colors match so perfectly. Well, then when I went looking for hat patterns, I was like, oh, I'll just knit the sockhead hat with it. And then I was like, well, no. Then I'm going to have a ton of yarn left over, like a ton. And I didn't want to have a ton of yarn left over. I kind of wanted to use every little bit of this yarn because it's gorgeous. So then I was like, okay, well, I'll hold it double and I'll have a pair of, I'll make a DK weight hat. So then I started looking up DK weight hats and I found Caitlin Hunter's Kobuk, K-O-B-U-K, Kobuk. That's what I'm saying. And it's a, I know it doesn't, you can't see it really well from this picture. It's a braided, a cabled hat with bobbles because I am a sadomasochist. And the reason I say that is not because it has cables and bobbles, but because it is also mohair. So, what I didn't notice when I purchased the pattern, clearly I'm not good at reading. But what I didn't notice when I purchased the pattern was that it called for a DK weight yarn held double with a fingering or a lace weight mohair. So basically a worsted weight hat, right? So I was like, okay, well, I can still hold the yarn double and then I can get the lace weight. And then I got in my head that my local yarn store carries Ching, let me find my yarn. They have Ching fiber. Yes, from the UK. And they have their Melted Surrey alpaca. And they had gotten it in a couple months ago. And they had this absolutely gorgeous to die for skein of purple. And it was like this really pale purple, and it was beautiful. And as soon as I saw that this hat, and let me show you an actual picture of it, called for the mohair, I was like, well, I could do the Melted Surrey alpaca instead, right? So then I was like, oh, I really hope they had that skein left, and if not, they had plenty of other mohair options. But I got to the yarn store on Saturday, and lo and behold, they still had the skein of purple. You guys, I know mohair is all the rage right now, but if you're not into mohair, if you can't wear mohair, this Melted Surrey alpaca. So it is 65% baby Surrey alpaca, 25% superwash merino, 10% silk. And it is 175 meters on a 50-gram skein. This is the colorway Cuttlefish. This is the color I had regretted not getting the first time I saw it. And I thought for sure, when I immediately thought of the holding this with the mohair, I was like, oh, that skein would have been perfect. Now I'm kicking myself for not getting it. Well, I went in on the shop on Sunday or Saturday, and it was still there. And you guys, this is like knitting with a fluffy cloud. It is so stinking soft. It's amazing. Now, I will say that this is a fingering weight. I am not holding it double because this is a heavy fingering weight. And actually, I would, honestly, holding these two together is giving me that sport weight gauge. So, I really love both of these yarns together. I'm not certain I'm going to continue with the pattern because the Surrey alpaca is a little thicker and more textured. So I'm going to try it. I'm going to keep going because right now I'm only on the ribbing, right? So, but look how this is working up, you guys. It is, come on, I need you to focus, camera. Look at how that is working up. Isn't that just pretty? It Yeah, it's like a cloud. I can't even like a cloud, you guys. It's so soft. And so far the texture of the stitches is kind of coming through really well. I'm hoping that that maintains that once I get to the stockinette. In fact, it may be a little bit better once I get to the stockinette. Let's hope. Because right now I'm doing the twisted rib, and I think that it's losing a little bit of its definition. So we'll see. But yeah, a little sadomasochist on the pattern, because yeah, cables and bobbles in mohair. Well, Suri alpaca. Not the easiest / stress-free of the product of projects. And I looked at the pattern chart and I was like, holy cow, because the pattern chart has, let me see, I'm gonna read just because I can't give away the secret sauce, obviously. But they have these stitches that are not just cabled, okay? So one of the cables is a 1-1 RPT. That's the abbreviation. And so the directions for this stitch are: slip next stitch to the cable needle and place at the back of the work. Okay? Normal stuff. Then knit 1 through the back loop. Then purl the stitch from the cable. And I'm like, I read that and I was like, are you kidding me? And yeah. So knit 1, purl 1, knit 1, purl 1 into 1 stitch, then place the second, third, and fourth stitches on the right hand needle separately over the last made stitch. And yeah, and I've never done a bobble before, so that should be interesting too. This is going to be my Blame Dunder knit along, because I just couldn't wait to cast these on, and I did not need to buy another skein of yarn after Rhinebeck, but I did. Speaking of purchases, I purchased yet another advent calendar this weekend. I am participating in Vlogmas this year. This will be my first time participating in Vlogmas. Hopefully not my last, but we're gonna try and, knock on wood, do Vlogmas every single day between now and Christmas. Christmas will be the last day I vlog. I'm not going to go through till the 31st. So it'll be December 1st through December 25th. And the 25th vlog will probably go up on the 26th, but the rest will go up the night before, or the night of that day. That's the goal. They will probably be very loosely edited. So yeah. So I'm planning that, and in planning that, I decided I was going to do an advent calendar. So I have 5 advent calendars, because I was planning on doing 1. Now I have 5. My daughter Nora will be a part of the Vlogmas, obviously, because she's a part of my life, so she'll probably be featured in that. She'll be featured in it daily, because we'll be opening up her 2 calendars. She's got 2. She doesn't know she's got 2. She knows she's got 1 because Jeffrey gave her 1 for her birthday. They gave her the Harry Potter Lego advent calendar, which she's super excited about. And then I got her the Funko Pop mini advent calendar, or the little mini Funko Pops Harry Potter version for 2019. She had last year's 2018 one, so she's really excited. She doesn't know she's getting the second one. She just knows she has another Harry Potter advent calendar. She's super excited about that because she loves Harry Potter. She went as a Slytherin student for Halloween this year. Sort of again, because she was a Slytherin student last year for Book Character Day. And we were supposed to be Jack Skellington and Sally and all that for Halloween, but that didn't happen. So anyway, so then my next cast on, my next needle adjacent project is going to be another Justina Lakowska pattern. It is tied knots. This is actually a free pattern on Ravelry. And it's just a nice, easy braided cable hat, and that's going to be done in my Bumblebee Acres, Hagrid's Keeper of Keys. This is the DK base. They're squishy DK. Isn't that pretty? Oh, I just love it. I was highly tempted. So I have, I'm definitely going to knit the tied knots with this. That's what I've decided. And I've already got a pom to go with it. This is their squishy DK. It's a superwash 75-25 nylon. 75% merino, 25% nylon, DK weight, 4-ply, 246 yards on 3.5 ounces. So I'm super happy. This and the hedgehog fibers were the only ones that I bought single skeins of during New York Sheep and Wool that I didn't initially have a plan for. So I'm really happy I have plans for them now. So they'll be taken care of. But I was thinking, see if I can find it really quick. So I have this mohair, and the camera's kind of blowing it out, but this really dark purpley mohair. It looks nothing like the color that's showing on there. I'm trying to get it's a very deep purple. But I was thinking, honestly, I could pair these two together for another kabuki hat. I don't know, we'll see. Maybe what I'll do is just pair this with this and just make a solid, I don't know. I'll have to swatch. Maybe I'll swatch. Because this is pretty variegated, so maybe the cables won't look all that great on with it. But there's just enough purple in this to really go with this. And that would be super fluffy. But yeah, I may do that. Oh, and then I have my Erie. This, I know it's in black and white, so you can't really see all the awesome cables in this. This is the Erie by Isabel Kramer. This is my next project that I'm going to be winding up very, very shortly. This is out of my, it's going to be in my Test Designer yarns. You guys, I love this color. It's so pretty and just so scrummy and just, and I don't know what Tess uses to wash her yarn in, but I wish I had smell-o-vision, you guys. It smells amazing. Seriously, it smells so good. This is her Superwash Merino Light. I think she has it listed as a DK. I usually get a worsted weight gauge out of it. And I've knit worsted gauge. Oh no, wait. This is supposed to be a sport weight. Yarn is shown in Nature's Luxury on Stage, which doesn't actually say what the gauge is. Hold, please. Clear my filters because I just, there we go. I think the pattern is listed in sport weight. Ignore me what I said about worsted. This is listed as a sport weight. I'm going to stop smelling the yarn now. Alright, let me give pause real quick and then I'll come back for a wrap up. And I'm back. Magic. So yeah, advent calendars. I got totally sidetracked on the other stuff. Advent calendars for Vlogmas. I am doing Nora's 2 Harry Potter themed ones, and then I've got 3 yarn advent calendars coming. I have one from Melissa of Rising Tide Fiber Company, and she is a friend of mine, and she is a local dyer, so I love her and I love her stuff. She also dyes a line of yarn for our local yarn store called Knit Pretty, and it is exclusive to our yarn store. If you guys are in the area and plan on attending, she does a couple of fiber festivals. She just did Frederick Fiber Festival, which is a really good one. And then she is doing the Maryland Alpaca Fiber Festival this weekend, which actually takes place in the same location as Maryland Sheep and Wool, but it's more indoors. They don't put anybody in the barns during this event. They keep everybody indoors because it is in November, so it can be really cold. I went last year with my friend Jekka and our kids, and it was crazy cold. And I think I did a vlog. I'm not 100% sure, but you can go through and look at my Fiber Festival vlogs. I created a playlist for that. So if I did one, it's in there. It's possible I neglected to do one. I can't remember. It's been a while. It's been a year. So yeah, I'm doing an advent calendar for her, and then I've got an advent calendar coming from Canon Hand Dyed, and hers is going to be Harry Potter themed. Can you sense a theme here? I don't remember the theme of Melissa's, but hers is usually local themed-ish, beachy themed. She does some song themes, and I can't remember what she's doing for her Christmas theme. And then I bought one yesterday from Goosey Fibers. So yeah, I have a Goosey Fibers, so I have 3 advent calendars headed my way. And then I also went on Instagram, which, you know, when you're trying not to buy yarn, is really just a dangerous thing to do. Don't hang out on Instagram and follow dyers that you love if you don't plan on spending money. Because Dragon Horde Yarn, Tristan, lovely person, decided to drop her December, I think it's her December sock set, mystery sets. Check here. Her Winter Witch Yarn Club, which just the pictures she posted. Can you see this? Oh, isn't that just pretty? Why did she do that? Yeah. So I got one of her sock sets. So it's a full 100 gram skein and then 20 grams complimentary mini skein to go with it. So it's a sock set. Yeah. So yeah, that is it. Oh, and then I commented that I hadn't spent money. I hadn't planned on spending money today, and then she replied back, and then all of a sudden I got a like that she was following me, and I kind of fangirled. I don't know why I'm like still fangirling, because I've met Tristan a couple times now, and you know, we've chatted several times, I still fangirl a little. She's a great person. Yeah. So, that is, I think that's it. That's all my purchases, which you can't see just yet because they're not here. And you won't be able to see the advent calendars until I actually start doing Vlogmas. Which I have a whole bunch of goodies planned for that. Oh, and I bought, so I bought those little tiny weaving squares at New York Fiber Festival, and I tried one of them. Didn't work quite the way I planned following the directions, so I'm going to try working it differently, doing a different set of directions and following the just basic weaving principles to see if I get what I like out of it. But in the meantime, I bought and went on Purl and Loop's website and bought their bracelet loom, because I really do have like a metric ton of scraps and minis that I've got to work through. I just have to. It's overwhelming, and I don't want to throw it away because they're most of them are very, very usable, and I'm just like, I can't, it's not in me to get rid of them. And I'm going through and minimalizing the rest of my life. Like, I'd be the type of person to be happy with 4 plates, 4 bowls, 4 cups, 4 forks, 4 spoons, 4 knives, and just, that'd be it. Like, there's an extra, because we're only a family of 3, so there's like, oh, 1 extra, you know? My husband is not. He insists on having like an 8-person place setting, and I'm like, but why? Whatever. So, you know, the rest of my life, I am very much a minimalist. You know, when it comes to my work, I'm almost 100% paper-free. I'd probably say I'm like 90% paper-free, which is great. Considering I'm an administrative assistant, I think that's actually pretty good. And yeah, so, but when it comes to my knitting and my yarn, I can't throw away the little bits. I always try to find uses for them, and then if I really, really just can't find a use for them, I will donate them. But with the sock yarn that I have accumulated over the years, and the minis I've accumulated over the years for the sock yarn, a blanket, I can't, because I know that there are plenty of uses for them, so it hurts to try and throw them away. So I'm gonna get the bracelet. I've got the bracelet loom kit coming, and I think I'm gonna make up a bunch of bracelets. And I was thinking, you know, I got the sewing machine, and I've got all these sewing skills, so I was thinking of making maybe some shawl cuffs with them, as well as bracelets, and maybe chokers, and, you know, all kinds of good stuff. We'll see. We'll see. You know, all the best laid plans and stuff like that. But, yeah. But you guys will be the first to know if I start doing that, right? Because there'll be projects. I keep seeing all these people doing embroidery on Instagram, and I'm like, nope, no, don't do it, Melissa. Do not do it. You know how to cross stitch. You've cross stitched before. You have never finished a project cross stitching. Never. I haven't finished a cross stitch project since I was like 10, and that was the only hobby I had when I was like 10, so I really don't need to start a new habit, new project, new craft. Technically, weaving is technically a new craft. I know this. I hear you. I do. But it does involve yarn, so it doesn't involve really buying too many new materials. I mean, I do have a loom. I have a 24-inch loom that I haven't used, which, you know, was my New Year's resolution to learn how to weave. And I think buying the Purl and Loop bracelet loom set is not technically going to be learning to weave, because I did mean on the loom and not on a little tiny handheld thing. But anyway. Alright, so that's gonna be a wrap for this week, and unless I make a ton of progress, it'll be another 2 weeks before I get back to you guys. Although I was thinking that maybe I could do a quiet episode in between, because it's been a while since I've done those, as in more than a year. And the plan had originally been to do more of those than the talking podcast episodes, so who knows. I found, in all my cleaning, I found one of my accoutrements for recording over my shoulder, so I didn't know I had a spare. Apparently I did. So maybe I'll do that, so that when I don't have, and I'll rack up a couple of them, so that when I don't have a lot of material for you guys and don't want it to be so long between episodes, I can post one of those maybe. And my dearest daughter, who's not a knitter, really wants to do a mini vid for me. So maybe I'll post a bonus mini vid of Nora describing all my yarn. We'll see. You guys seem to like our intro, so, you know, it would be something bonus, cute, and fun. But, I don't know. Many ideas. We'll see. We got Vlogmas coming, so I need to save some of my good ideas for Vlogmas, right? Because I think recording 25 days straight is gonna be, it's gonna be insane. But I want to do it. Because I really like watching everybody else's Vlogmases, and it always looks so fun, and yeah. So, alright, with that, I'm going to wrap it up. I'm going to say thank you so much for watching. Thank you to all my new subscribers. I didn't mention, we're up to almost 120 subscribers now. I mean, here I was 4 weeks ago begging to get to a 100, and now we're up to 118. That's craziness. Oh, I love each and every one of you. Thank you so much. And don't forget to subscribe if you like the video. Give us a thumbs up. Supporting me by giving me a thumbs up is literally the best thing you can do, because what it does is, if you guys like my videos, it recommends my videos, it being YouTube, recommends my videos to other people who like knitting videos. So yeah, give us a thumbs up, give me a thumbs up. It's free, it doesn't cost you anything, but it means the world to me, and it's a really huge support to me. So, alright, see you later guys, bye.